Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Welcome to the channel. Please note that there will be some spoilers ahead in this review, but I will try to keep those to a minimum. It's not often these days that I watch an English language TV production, given my main interest is in Korean and Japanese output. But there are some stories that attract me, particularly if the creative team making it have a great track record. So on that basis, I decided to sit down and watch American Primeval, released on Netflix on January the 9th of this year. The show is created and written by Mark L. Smith, who made the equally bleak The Revenant. But more importantly for me, it's directed and executive produced by Peter Berg. I'm a big fan of Berg's work, going back to Friday Night Lights and through movies such as The Kingdom and Lone Survivor, Patriots Day and Mile 22. So I'm always keen to check out what he's doing and give it a chance. This 6-episode mini-series follows the brutal and chaotic journey of various characters through the Utah Territory in 1857. Now, it's an intense trip into a violent period of American history, and it captures the brutality of the frontier with unflinching detail. It's a dark and gritty portrayal of a period in history I didn't know much about, and features some standout performances by the likes of Taylor Kitsch and Betty Gilpin. It's atmospheric and often bleak, with Berg's direction and the stunning cinematography by Jacques Jouffret showcasing the landscape as almost a character in itself. I think it was shot on location in New Mexico, I believe. It's a very visually stunning landscape. There are a mix of real historical places, events and figures, and fictional characters, and I've enjoyed looking into some of the real background stories following watching the show. It was certainly a bit of a revelation to find out about some of the real-life events underpinning the show's narrative. And that narrative centres around the Mountain Meadows Massacre, and then delves into the personal stories of those caught in the crossfire, and it highlighting a relentless struggle for survival and control going on in the Utah Territory, which is being fought over by the US Army, by Mormon militia, Indigenous tribes, and independent pioneers. It's not a show for the faint-hearted, and indeed has been criticised for its almost nihilistic tone and graphic violence, but it offers some compelling performances and some nuggets of humanity and hope in amongst the bleakness. Taylor Kitsch's portrayal of Isaac Reed is a series highlight, offering a nuanced look at an outsider caught between worlds. His emotionally isolated mountain man is reluctantly drawn into guiding Sarah Rowell, a mother on the run with her son Devin from her past, seeking to reunite with a mysterious husband whilst evading bounty hunters. Kitsch is one of my favourite actors and is highly underrated in my opinion. Betty Gilpin here, though, is tremendous, as well as Sarah, with a multifaceted and a very physically demanding performance. I can't imagine it was easy for any of the cast on these sets. It's fairly bleak and demanding looking. Isaac, Sarah, and Devin, who's portrayed by Preston Mota, they form an unexpected bond, and their little group is joined by an Indigenous woman called Two Moons, played by Shawnee Pourier, and they form a kind of a found family, group of four, during their struggle to survive the events of the show, and it's really great to see the way that they come together to support each other, somewhat reluctantly initially, of course. There are lots, though, of other great performances. The superb Shea Wiggum plays Jim Bridger, who's a historical figure running a trading post. But is there anything that Shea Wiggum isn't great in? I can't think of anything he has done that hasn't been just outstanding. Brigham Young here is played by Canadian Kim Coates. He leads the Mormon militia with one way of putting it is relentless determination to establish a Mormon safe haven in the territory. And I particularly enjoyed the scenes between him and Shea Wiggum's Jim Bridger. They're very compelling. These two heavyweight character actors facing off. And I'll be honest and say that I've never been a big Jay Courtney fan, but his ruthless bounty hunter, Virgil Cutter, who's after Sarah, has to be the best thing he's ever done, in my opinion. And he was very good in this role. Jacob Pratt and Abish Pratt, played by Dane DeHaan and Sarah Lightfoot-Leon, respectively, are a newlywed Mormon couple who are trying to navigate this treacherous landscape. DeHaan here is a long way from his performance in Valerian, which is sneakily one of my favourite movies. It's a very different character suffering a very different experience, indeed, and it provides some of the darkest and bleakest parts of this show. And also Derek Hinkey, who plays the Shoshone Wolf clan leader Red Feather, seeking revenge against encroaching settlers, is also very impressive. So a great cast with some tremendous performances. I thoroughly enjoyed the show and was gripped by the narrative. I like the short 6-series format, as I feel it removes any padding or tendency to pad something out. So what you get is just the story. It's a gut punch of a series that portrays the beauty and the terror of the unforgiving American West and is well worth watching. So thank you for watching this review of American Primeval. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share it out, consider subscribing, and all that great stuff they tell us to do on YouTube. But I thank you for watching very much. And until next time, stay well and keep on rocking.